All right. Yesterday, Vanity Fair dropped some new photos from the upcoming Episode 9, Rise of Skywalker movie. And as many of you know, Star Wars has had some problems with the fandom being divided. But, I think with this movie, they're going to try to unite the fandom. And part of that, and they still want this movie to make money anyway, so they're starting that marketing and PR. And these photos were taken by famous photographer. Well, I guess she's Annie Leibovitz. She's famous to people who pay attention, but it's not like people who don't pay attention to like film photography and stuff probably have never heard of that name, but she's a good photographer. But let's take a look. This first one here is Rey with, I think it says she's in a desert. Jordan's Wadi Rum Desert, which is a setting for the planet Pasana. So J.J. Abrams is setting up the site. Oh, that's J.J. Abrams. That doesn't even look like J.J. Abrams, but it is J.J. Abrams. That's a very nice shot. Beautiful. That's Adam Driver as Kylo Ren, and Daisy Ridley as Rey. They look good. Of these two covers, though, I think the Kylo Ren one looks better. He just looks more striking and imposing than she does. I think the juxtaposition of since he's mostly black, his outfit and his hair, it juxtaposes. It really stands out the contrast with the orange, lighter background and just all around him. Her white stands out, and plus she's smaller. The way she's framed, he stands out more in his. They both look good though. He does look very imposing. I'm pretty sure Episode 9 is going to be, with Rey and Kylo. Their character arcs, I think, are going to come to a head or a conclusion. With Kylo, I think it's going to be whether or not he's going to stay on the dark side. But I think they might be setting him up as someone who wavers and becomes an anti-hero or goes to the light after, he's caused a lot of death and destruction. And with Rey, they're probably, I'm sure, going to finally solve the mystery of who her parents are. Because, Rian Johnson in The Last Jedi, said, oh, your parents are nobodies. But I think they're retconning that because a lot of people didn't like that. I actually thought it's better if Rey turns out to be like a Kenobi or a Skywalker or someone special. I do think that. But I did think one of the things I did like about The Last Jedi, I thought it was interesting, the concept that anybody can become a great Jedi or Force user, which makes sense. It's not like all the great people who can do something only come from one family. That's not realistic. I like the idea that anyone who has the talent or the skill can become a really masterful Jedi or Sith, or maybe the number one Jedi or Sith. I think he was trying to set that up, and I actually think that was a good idea on his part. But I understand why they're retconning that, because people do not want to see that in this franchise. But, I don't know, I thought it could work. I understand what Rian Johnson was trying to do there. One of the few things I'll give Rian Johnson credit for. J.J. Abrams with the Knights of Ren, who are going to be in this movie, as they should be. The Knights of Ren were introduced in The Force Awakens, and that was a cool concept. They were like Kylo Ren's band of, buddies. Well, his knights, his thugs or whatever, henchmen, or just the group he was a part of, however you want to phrase it. And then we never saw them again. They were like dropped. The writers forgot about them. Rian Johnson didn't do anything with them in the next movie. J.J. Abrams didn't do anything with them in The Force Awakens, but I understand that because he was introducing them. I'm sure with the idea that they would play a bigger role in future movies. And then Rian Johnson, he passed the baton to Rian Johnson, and Rian Johnson didn't do anything with them. Nice outfits like Kylo. They like black. But I guess Sith people, dark side Force users, they like black anyway. Are the Knights of Ren, aren't they all Force users? I don't remember. I thought that they were. Like, they were all like Sith, like he was. But I don't remember if they said that in the movie. I thought they did. They were. And, black is always a popular color for evil characters, although people love wearing black anyway. But they love to have bad guys wearing black. They look like people. They look more like. Well, I guess we would. I guess what should they? I wouldn't say they look more like dark stormtroopers or like military people, which is weird. But then I was like, why would that be weird? It's not like we're supposed to know what a Knight of Ren is supposed to look like. This is the first time we've seen this concept on live action. There is Keri Russell as Zori Bliss, described as a scoundrel. That's a good picture. She has a helmet on. I wonder if she's going to have her helmet on in the whole movie, because Keri Russell has a very beautiful face, and people like Keri Russell, so I'm sure they would like to see, her actual face and not have her in a helmet the whole time. But, Darth Vader became a big... Stormtroopers and Darth Vader became iconic characters, concepts. And, those people had helmets on the whole time. You didn't see their face. So I guess she can make it work. She is a good actress. But, Kylo Ren had a helmet in The Force Awakens, and then he took it off. And now you never really see him wear the helmet again because they want to see his face. So I'm wondering if it'll be the same thing. If Keri Russell will have this helmet on for photos, but, in the actual movie, she won't have it on that long. She'll be going like this with her hair coming out. That is Domhnall Gleeson as General Hux, a villain we already know from previous Star Wars movies. And Allegiant General Pride, Richard E. Grant. I think it's cool and interesting how they spell pride with a Y and not an I, like, the word's typically spelled. For this last name, they're Y-ing it. Like Kitty Pryde in the X-Men. Cool. They scream bad guys. I wonder if General Hux is going to do more. So far, General Hux is the kind of villain who is in the sidelines and gives orders, but he doesn't really get involved in too much in any physical action scenes. So I'm wondering if they'll keep it up where he'll just be like a general from the back. I think they might be trying to say he's kind of cowardly too, or if he'll actually, get in on some gunplay or some action. Although he can't wield a lightsaber or doesn't have any powers, so he might be limited. But then again, neither did Han Solo or Leia, and they got action scenes. So they could give General Hux some action scenes if they wanted to. And as for Pride, I guess he's going to just be the older, more seasoned evil guy who sits on the sidelines giving orders like a superior officer. More of the, behind the scenes set scenes. We see John Boyega as Finn. There is C-3PO. I don't know who the actor is they got playing C-3PO now. Chewbacca. Oh, there you go. Chewbacca is Jonas Sulamo. Anthony Daniels is C-3PO. And of course, Rey is there. That desert setting is very beautiful. C-3PO again getting his hair and makeup done. And BB-8. Because robots, they have to have good makeup, right? No self-respecting robot leaves the house without his hair and face done. See, look at that. That's beautiful. They've got to buffer him. They've got to shine him, like a car. Here we have, I switched websites. This is John Boyega and Naomi Ackie in their characters as like outer space / fantasy cowboys. I like it. She has like an arrow, bow and arrow, and he has a blaster, a gun. I hope they actually give Finn. Finn has things to do in these movies, but they kind of almost write him like a comic relief, like bumbling character. And I'm wondering if they'll actually try to make him. Although I guess in The Last Jedi, he did defeat Captain Phasma, so I guess he wasn't. It's not that he makes mistakes necessarily or can't do anything right, but they kind of just write him like he's a comic relief person and not an actual like legitimate serious character. But I guess comic relief characters can be big, so maybe I'm being too hard on Finn. She looks serious though. That's a really good pose they have for her too. Yeah, they're like desert, space cowboys. I like it. This is Kylo and Rey going to have another lightsaber battle. Although because Rey wins like every lightsaber battle she fights, I'm pretty sure she'll be the victor. Because in the trailer they even showed for the Rise of Skywalker in the beginning when she did that cool move where she flipped. There was that speeder coming towards her and she like did that flip, which was cool. So I don't know. Hopefully Kylo's been enhancing his training too, because every time he fights her, she beats him up. So we'll see. I hope that no matter who wins though, the choreography should be great. I mean, they want to like make this trilogy go out with a bang, so I hope the lightsaber choreography fight scenes are awesome, the ones that we get, because so far I haven't been too impressed with the lightsaber battles in this current era of Star Wars movies. They've had them, but they haven't really been, for the most part, anything special. All right. This is a scene they're filming where Chewbacca and Rey and BB-8 are on some kind of like vehicle going somewhere. I think they say here it's a chase sequence, highlighting the heroics of Chewbacca, BB-8, and Rey. So, I guess what's an action movie without a good chase sequence? There is Billy D. Williams as Lando, Oscar Isaac as Poe, and the other guy, whose name I forgot real quick, playing Chewbacca. Inside, I assume this is the Millennium Falcon. They have Lando wearing the same kind of outfit. I think that's the same one that Donald Glover wore in Solo. Or the same style outfit. It'll be nice. It's going to be nice to see. Oh, BB-8's there too. It's nice to see Lando and Billy D. Williams come back. I hope he actually does things in the movie of consequence, of substance, and they don't have him show up for a few scenes and leave. Or, you know, the way they've done, like, most of the, like, classic Star Wars characters who return for this new franchise. He, like, does a few things, or he's in the movie and then dies at the end. Kind of like a punk. And, you know, not as much as this, you know, not the same way he did in his heyday when they would have given him more to do. We'll see. I hope that they actually do treat Billy D. Williams. He's a classic character, Lando, they treat right in this movie. That is John Williams doing composing, as only John Williams can do. John Williams is one of my favorite composers. He's like classic. He's going to go down in film history. These are denizens of the desert planet that we've seen in other shots. They're called the Aki Aki. Very nice costume design. I like the striking bright colors. Contrast to the black of the Knights of Rain. Isn't black supposed to be a color that attracts heat? I'm wondering, is that a good color for you to wear in the desert? These folks seem to have it right because they're better because their clothes are brighter. Although if the Knights of Ren are Force users, maybe they can use their Force powers to cool themselves down, right? Because I know in some of the Star Wars novelizations I've read, Force users can use them in really dynamic ways. It's not just by manifesting lightsabers and moving objects with your mind. There's a lot of cool stuff. I was hoping that this new era of Star Wars movies would explore like all the different range of Force powers, but they haven't. I hope that future ones do, like the Benioff and Weiss trilogy. Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker. The Skywalker we're really hoping rises in this one, right? Because Luke Skywalker, I feel like Rian Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy did Luke Skywalker dirty in The Last Jedi. So if he returns, well, he is going to return in The Rise of Skywalker. If it's like, whether it's a flashback or they find some way to resurrect him, I hope that he goes out with a blaze of glory. Like, he needs some awesome fight scenes. He needs to be a hero again and not some, like, depressed guy who doesn't do anything but milk goats in The Last Jedi. I mean, I get what they were trying to do from a narrative standpoint, but just given the legacy of this character and what people expect from him, his return to, like, full-screen glory, he should have been, like, an action hero. You know, not, you know, a depressed old man who's not going to do anything for the whole movie except mope around and be completely inactive. Almost completely inactive. And I think, I could be giving them too much credit, but I think Disney and Lucasfilm realized that mistake. And I hope that they're going to rectify it for this one. You know, if they're going to, you know, have this be the last time we see Luke Skywalker in a Star Wars movie, have him go out with a blaze of glory and not with a whimper. And that is it. What do you think of the Star Wars Episode 9 Rise of Skywalker photos? I think they looked good. I mean, all Star Wars movies look good. It's just with this new trilogy, and I guess with the Lucas prequels, it's the writing, it's the storylines, the plots that can fail them, some of the later ones. Although I think the Lucas prequels were actually more faithful to the tone and the spirit of Star Wars than I think a lot of these current Kathleen Kennedy ones are. But, you know, your mileage may vary. I mean, we may disagree, but the fandom split for a reason. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like it on YouTube and subscribe to the channel because I appreciate your viewership, and I'll talk to you soon. Oops. Bye.